This race features incumbent Republican Congressman Gary Palmer and Democratic nominee Danner Klein. WVTM 13's Ian Wrights sat down with both.
We'll once again talk about border security and immigration. We'll start with Republican Congressman Gary Palmer, who says border security is a combination of resources and not necessarily just a physical barrier.
What we mean when we talk about a border wall, that's a combination of physical and technical. Using aerostats, for instance, or drones to use the technology to look into across the border to see who's staging to come across. But we've also got to hire more Border Patrol agents, and they need to be forward deployed.
Congressman Palmer says this is not an overnight project and the cost will be spread out over time. In terms of a path to legal citizenship for those currently in the United States,
I think we can work that out. I think most people agree that if they've been here and they've held stable jobs, that there ought to be a legal pathway for them to come, but it cannot be without some form of restitution. We have the rule of law for a reason. The law has to apply equally to everyone.
His opponent, Democrat Danner Klein, says lawmakers need to work together and come up with comprehensive immigration reform. He says there needs to be compromise on this issue, noting that securing the border with additional funding, structures, and personnel can come with allowing a path to legal status. I asked him what that looked like, and he pointed to the framework used in the past on this issue.
Identify them, they may pay some back taxes, they may pay a penalty, but at the end of the day, the important point is that's 11 million people that are contributing to our economy. And if you were to do what some folks want to do and just deport all 11 million, that would destroy certain portions of the economy in this country. We can't do that. There's no practical way to do it. It's cruel and it makes no sense. We need to find a way to make them legal and increase their ability to contribute meaningfully to our society.
In terms of the border wall, Klein says there are other ways to explore improving security.
No, I do not see that as a key piece. I think there are much more cost-effective ways to handle that issue, and just spending billions and billions of dollars on a wall is not going to keep this country safe. That's a fantasy.
You can see much more of my conversation with both candidates, including more about their take on issues along the U.S.-Mexico border on WVTM13.com and the WVTM 13 app.